Hey, I'm Jamey from Still My Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism of Super Mega Lucky Box. This is a flip and right game where you're going to be essentially playing bingo, but a unique type of bingo that is a little bit more than bingo and involves some interesting decisions in the game. A number of interesting decisions, really, because the bingo cards you have look like this. You see this card has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 4, 5. So there's some duplicate numbers there. This gives you a choice. Whenever the 6 shows up, you can cross off one of the two sixes. You don't know exactly which one. Or no, you do know exactly which one. You get to choose which of those sixes, but you don't get to cross off both of them. So this is a decision point in a game that typically does not have decisions when you play bingo. One of my favorite things about this game is how you can chain together actions. So you can see as you complete rows, you get new numbers. You get a number 9 here. You get a number 8 when you complete this row. When you complete columns, you typically gain other special benefits. There are some tokens in the game that give you either end game points or ongoing points based on how many of those tokens you generated that round over the course of 4 rounds. You also get points per round if you complete a card. So you might have a bunch of cards that are almost complete. You might wait for a certain round to complete them, but you do get more points for completing cards earlier in the game. Different ways of getting points, different timing decisions as to which ones to cross off. And at any given time, you'll have multiple cards out there. So you're not just deciding which of these 6s to cross off. You're deciding which of the 6s on all these cards to cross off. I really like that decision point in the game, as well as the chaining element. However, I think my favorite mechanism in the game, it's a very slight one, but I think the most important decision in the game is not necessarily which number to cross off at any given time, but at the end of each round, which card to keep. Because at the end of each round, you're allowed to draw 3 more cards, but you can only keep one of them. And this is a really big choice in this game. In a lot of games, it's almost a throwaway decision, which is totally fine. But in this game, it has a huge impact. Because in this game, you're deciding, for example, like this card, I know that it generates extra 9, 8s, and 7s. And so I want to pick a card when I have this choice. I want to pick a card that has, like this one has 9s, 8s, and 7s. That's really great because I know that I'm generating extra 9s, 8s, and 7s, or at least one of each, and more might come up in that round for all players to cross off. And so I don't want to waste any of those numbers. I don't want to necessarily I probably wouldn't want to pick a card like this that doesn't generate them. I'm also looking at numbers that I've already crossed off. And so I'm trying to get utility out of every turn, basically. I don't want to have any dead turns where a 5 is revealed and I don't have a 5 to cross off. So this decision in the game, which card to keep, is huge. It's a huge decision. And even though it's barely even a mechanism, I think it's worth mentioning because it does give players, rather than just giving player a random card, it gives players a really, really crucial decision in the game. And it's tied to one thing that I didn't explain, which was that you're not rolling dice to determine these numbers. You are flipping cards from a deck of 18 cards, numbered 1 through 9. So there's 2 of each number. And so on any given round, I might have the number 9 show up twice. I may have it show up not at all. I don't really know because I'm only seeing 9 of these cards that are randomly shuffled. So I like that element as well. Really tight, really fun game of chaining combos, of deciding which cards to use, of deciding when to cross off certain numbers. I had a lot of fun with my first play of Super Mega Lucky Box, and I look forward to playing it again. If you can think of another game that uses, well, there's one other game that uses bingo. It's has Caesar in the name, I believe. I played it a long time ago. It's been a long time. But if you think of any other modern tabletop games that use bingo as a mechanism, I'd love to hear your thoughts about them or mentions of them in the comments below. Or if you have any other mechanisms in Super Mega Lucky Box that you really enjoy, let me know about them in the comments too. Thanks.